I'm here. Hello. Happy Sunday. It is Julie Salva evening. Okay, there we go. So, I don't know why it says I have a bad connection, but yet here we are. So anyway, Sunday afternoon, you are at Stay Up and Shine with Julie Salva, and guess what? I'm Julie Salva. So this is day one of the InColor Craft-Along. Now I need to start off by saying, if you are on my email list, I feel like I have made a cluster of this. I sent out something I shouldn't have, then I sent out a thing saying, hey, I sent out something I shouldn't have, and my mistake caused another mistake, and that mistake saved a mistake. So what do you say we just have a do-over? Can we just start from scratch? So day one of the InColor Craft-Along, starting from scratch, and I've got two projects to make with you guys today. There'll be some things that I share as well, some upcoming specials. We're gonna have fun for the next 6 days. You can bet that myself and my friends, and by the way, we'll all be creating the same projects on the same day. So really just watch us all. You might get some great tips, or watch who you want to watch. But you can bet out of the 6 of us, if we have to put money on one of us who is going to mess up, I'm your girl. I'm your girl. But I have practiced. I'm not gonna tell you a story. I have practiced, and so I feel pretty good about this. I've got my computer over here, so on occasion I will pop over so I can say hi to you. Oh my goodness, I've already got people saying hi. Carrie, Katie, Gayla, and Jen. Hi. You guys are great. Thanks for being here. I do not take lightly the fact that you guys took time out of your afternoon to come and watch this. Although, again, I feel pretty good about messing up. So let me see what we've got here. I am going to go on and take my phone. Okay, I'm gonna switch it down to my desk, and we're going to get started. So I need to switch out my glasses, y'all. I can't see as well anymore, so I've got to have these are my close-up glasses. Okay, so let me switch this. That button, and hello outside, and then down we go. Okay, so I'll go right here. I think that's a pretty good positioning. I think you guys can see pretty well. Let me just adjust just slightly. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start off with this bundle. All right, so we're using 2 bundles. Some of you guys already have it. I'm going to start off with Cheers and Sips. Now, if you already purchased the kind of the pre-order, the Craft-Along bundle with all of the paper and all the things, you've got your items that you'll need. If you bought the tutorial, you also have items that you need. And as a side note, the tutorial will be available over the next 6 days in 2 ways, okay? The first way is if you place a $50 order, but I'm gonna tell you right now, do not place an order until June 3rd, because there's a special that starts then, and at least let me tell you about the special, and then you can decide if you wanna place an order. But I don't want you to do it until you have the information. Or if you're like, well, Julie, I'm a demonstrator, I'm just gonna, I want to order for myself, that's fine. You can also purchase the tutorial for $25, and all of us are offering that same deal. So just so you know, you can do that. So you'll just send me a message or post a comment that you want to order the tutorial, and I'll send you an invoice. So the 2 sets that we're working with, Cheers and Sips, and then the other one is Impressions of Bloom. So all of the projects are going to be with these 2 bundles, okay? Every one of them. And I'm going to show you some bonus projects as well that I've received in swaps and whatnot. And you can decide, okay? So, oh, look, we've got some fun things. Jen Vanderwecken from Canada. She has me on one device and Ange McKay from Canada on the other. So anyway, I'm going to start with Cheers and Sips. Now, let me talk to you about this set. I wasn't too sure I wanted this set, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big drinker. And so sending out, the cheers or the different drinks, I wasn't sure what I really, would I use that or would I not? But I have had a really good time creating and doing the different projects with this, so I think it's good for anybody. Now, I want to show you a couple of cards I got in a swap. These are not the cards that we're making, okay? These are not the cards that we're making, but I love them, just to give you some ideas. So here you've got a great, this is by Rosemary Gonzalez. This is a great book binding. In fact, let me fold that. Great book binding card. And you can see this is like fun iced tea and just a pretty drink with some flowers in it. Who doesn't love that, right? So that's a great card. And then another one featuring Cheers and Sips. But this just really features the paper and the sentiment. Cheers, it's your day. So that could be great for a birthday. And then the paper, and then inside you see the frame. This is from another set. Another set. Somebody can tell me what bundle those frames are from. I should have looked that up. I didn't. But so that's a couple, those are a couple of just other ideas. But let's get started on the project that we're going to make. 2 of them, okay? The first one with chairs and sips. So I'm going to show it to you. Now, these projects were designed by Rhonda Wade. The way that this works is there are 12 projects. I'm going to demonstrate 2 each day. And these are the people who've designed the 2 projects. Rhonda, myself, Melissa Faust, Deb Harrison. By the way, I'm doing the Stamp and Sale cruise with Deb and Melissa. Ange McKay from Canada, and Deb Smeek, who was one of the Julian friends. So great projects. You're going to get a nice variety of styles, okay? So here's this one. Now this is a cute little fold, and we know that Rhonda likes to do those cute folds. Thank you, Jen. The frame is from Gallery Blooms. Gallery Blooms. And this is an easy one. I think you guys are really, really going to like it. So let me tell you what you're going to need. You're going to need Timid Tiger. We told you we're focusing on the Timid Tiger, or the new InColors, okay? So you're going to need Timid Tiger, and you're going to want to cut this to 7 inches by 4 1/4. Okay, so a piece of Timid Tiger cut to 7 inches by 4 1/4. All right, then you're going to need some pieces of the Designer Series paper. Now, the paper that we're using coordinates with the stamp set. It's all part of the same suite, which is why I want to talk to you about the special that's coming out June 3rd. So the name of this paper is Celebratory Sips. So if you have this paper, go on and pull it out. The pieces that you're going to want to use are this piece, and you'll cut this to 4 by 3 1/4. And again, all of this is in the tutorial. Did you know the tutorial, when we looked at it, it's like 40 pages long, okay? It is not a, small tutorial. So Robin Ryan says, tell us more about that cruise. Well, Robin, I will put the link to the cruise in. It's not until October of 2026. So we've got 56 stampers, 56 already lined up and ready to go. So it's going to be super fun. But I'll put a link so you can learn all about it. Hi, Carla and Nadine. Okay, so again, this piece you'll want 4 by 3 1/4. And then you're going to have a piece of white that you'll cut to 4 by 3 1/4. Robin, we're going to the Caribbean. It's going to be super fun. You'll have a stylish shape circle. This is the largest circle. Okay. And then some things that come out of the paper, some fussy cutting, some die cutting. We'll get to that. So let me just get the bones of this card done. So again, I'm going to take my Timid Tiger, and this piece again, I think I told you, is 7 by 4 1/4. I've already cut it. Then Robin says, or Rhonda, see Robin, you're messing me up. Rhonda says we can score it at 3 1/2, or we can do what I'm going to do, which, as you know, is just fold it over. So I folded it over. I'm going to get my bone folder here and crease it down. So that's the base of the card. So when we look at this, we think, oh my gosh, it's a tricky fun fold. Really, it's not, okay? It's just a simple cut. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your circle, and before you adhere your circle, you want to make sure that where you adhere it, hi Stella, is no longer, and by longer I mean this, okay? The length is no more than 5 1/2. Now, if I were working with grid paper or something underneath me like I do when I'm putting things together, I would know that, but just to double check, that's fine. I'm going to take my ruler, which I always keep handy, just to make sure that it's no longer than 5 1/2. Why do I not want it longer than 5 1/2? Because then it won't fit in an envelope, okay? I'm not going to adhere it yet. What I'm going to do is grab a blending brush and my favorite color. If you watched the Great American Stampin' Show, you know Granny Apple Green is my favorite color. So Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to just kind of do a little bit of blending on this white circle. Now, why am I going to do that? Well, because I feel like it's a little bit stark, and I don't want it to be as stark. So tip for those of you with blending brushes, and I know that some of you guys Thanks, Jen. I know that some of you guys are really comfortable with blending brushes and some of you are like, I've never really used them before, okay? So you want to get your ink on the blending brush. Now let me answer this question for you because some people are going to ask, do you need a blending brush for every single color? I say no. I don't think you do. I think you need a blending brush for color families. So I would have one for reds, one for blues, one for greens. If I had a really light color, I might have a blending brush for that. For example, petal pink, lemon lolly. I would probably have that. Jen says she's heavy-handed. Well, here's a tip for you, okay? When you get your ink on your blending brush, don't go straight to your paper, because look at what happens when you do it. I'm just going to use this Post-it note here. See how it goes very, very dark first? If you take a little bit onto a scrap paper, like that, and then go to your regular paper, what you'll see is that it goes on. See that right there? But then when I come over to here, it goes on a little bit lighter. Now, Jen, to answer the question that you didn't ask about being heavy-handed, that's my first tip. My second tip is like hardly even touch the paper initially, because this is what you guys know. You can always add color. You can't take it away, right? So I say go even lighter than you think you need to go, and then you can always add color if you want. Now, how do you clean a blending brush? Well, our inks are water-based, so you just put it under water, all right? The brush may be stained, but as I tell you with anything, when you clean it and then you go like so, even if it's stained, if no color's coming off, you're in good shape, all right? So that's what we have done there. I'm gonna go on now, and I'm going to adhere my designer series paper. So remember, this was cut to 4 by 3 1/4, and that's going to go right here. And then all the Jennifers say they're heavy-handed. That's funny. Okay. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to adhere it. Now, because manipulate it a little bit, I'm going to use tear and tape, and you're going to see me use tear and tape on a couple different projects here. Okay. I'm only going to put tear and tape. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I've been a little bit under the weather, so if that's the only coughing that I get, that's not bad. I didn't even get to go to church today. Oh, Georgia, that's a great tip. She puts labels on the handle of the brush. Great tip. I'm going to just go on and put tear and tape on the bottom half, or I mean, it's a circle, so I don't suppose there really is a top and a bottom, but just on half of the circle. And I'll go on and pull it up with my handy dandy take a pick tool. Jen, I get that your hands shake from your meds. I would tell you, like, put just a very little bit of the color on the blending brushes. I know this, Jen Drake. If there is a way to do something, you do it. You are outstanding at that. So, all right, 5 1/2. I want to make sure that this doesn't go above that. And then I'm just eyeballing. So, I mean, we've seen those, it's pretty good. Oh, I got to get my tape down better. I don't want that to be sticking out, because then no worries, right? No worries, people. We know it's going to be fine. No one's going to see that. But I want to make sure that all of my tape is covered. There we go. Yeah, see? Now there's no tape on the back. So we've seen those fancy cards where like holes are cut and this opens up and the circle pops through. In fact, I even think I've done it on Julie and Friends. But this kind of gives you that same look. It's kind of like a faux fun fold, if you will. So I think allergies, Jen, I think those are something. So there we go. You know what? While I'm here, let me go on and put the inside in. This is just a piece of basic white, also cut to 4 by 3 1/4. And there we go. That's the inside. Okay, so bones of the card are done. Now we want to decorate it. Now I want to show you something. You've got all sorts of DSP beverages here, okay? So again, if you are not a big drinker, you've got iced tea, you've got lemonade. If you like to treat yourself to a beverage at the end of the day, you've got a Bloody Mary. I don't know what that is, but any drink with a straw and a cherry in it looks fun. So maybe some raspberry iced tea. I mean, it's really, you know, that looks like a mint julep or something. I don't know. I'm making stuff up. But you've got a wide choice. I'm going to cut out 2 drinks to go on the card, and you can see, okay, Shirley Temple, right? Mocktails, that's a big deal. You can see here I did a lemonade, and then I did like a blackberry drink, okay? Do you guys think of things in Stampin' Up! Colors? That may be nothing to do with blackberry, but that's what I called it. So anyway, you're going to cut those out. Now, I don't know who taught to Rhonda Wade and convinced her that fussy cutting was fun, because it's not, but it's something that we're going to do. Now, I want to show you something here, because when I was making this project using the tutorial, I make them the same way that you guys do, the tutorials. I cut out these, and I'm like, man, those are awfully small. It must just be the camera just giving me like an illusion. But in fact, it was not, because these large ones are the size you want to cut. So, excuse me. So make sure that you don't do that mistake that I did. I know she rarely fussy cuts, so who knows, Jen? But on the sample that I did these 2. Because of time, I went ahead and fussy cut 2 drinks here, okay? So those are going to be adhered just to the center of the card using Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to grab my Stampin' Dimensionals and go on and adhere those. So that's pretty easy. Why did I choose this one to fussy cut? Well, because it was an easy one to fussy cut. We know what? Julie's a little bit lazy. That's true. It's true. So I'll put that right there. And then, you know what? Those are fun colors, though. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I did a good job there. So that one and that. Now, I want to show you guys something here, okay? I'm going to do regular adhesive right here, because this is going to overlap a little bit. And so I want that part to just be regular adhesive. If I put a dimensional there, it would pop up too high, and I don't want that. All right, so we've got those. All right. Thank you, Jen Vanderwicken, for that. I appreciate it. Well, because it's a pretty color. All good. That's true. Okay, so got that right there. You guys are cutting up in there. Anytime the Jens are here, and a couple others of y'all, there is tomfoolery to be had for sure. Okay, the next thing on Rhonda's card, she put a little tiny "Let's Celebrate" here. So let me give you a couple tips on that. Because when you're stamping with really, really tiny stamps, there's a couple things that truly do have to happen. One, my heavy-handed people, sorry, I love when you guys goof around. My heavy-handed people, I'm going to show you something. If you go heavy-handed with these little ones, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Okay, and you guys know this because you've done it before. Okay, it kind of gets all smeary and things like that, although that is a little better than I had thought it would be. So, 2 things that you want to do when you're dealing with little tiny stamps. First of all, you want to have a very light touch, okay? That's important. And then the second thing is you want to make sure, especially when you're using these photopolymer stamps and something is lined up, okay? A lot of times if you go to put it on, because they're so flimsy, and I don't mean that like in a quality kind of way. I mean, they just tend to be manipulated a little bit. So what I like to do, and a lot of times I have my glass mat under here. I don't have it right now because the glare. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll set the stamp down, and then so gently with my block, I'll pick it up. And that gives me a straight line, okay? Now I'm going to lightly stamp. And then, because this is a cut here, and I'm just kind of cutting it out, I'm going to stamp it kind of along the lines of the edge of the paper. And then I'm not really pressing down as much as I am tapping. And see what happens? Oh my gosh, Julie, excellent job. It worked. Thank you. It goes on really pretty solid right there. It's not smooth. I mean, it's not blendy. It's not anything like that. Okay, I just made that word up, blendy. But it's a really nice stamp. So again, light touch. Don't push down with your block. Just kind of tap firmly with your finger. I'm going to go on and finish cutting. The reason I stamped against the edge here is because now I know I have one straight line. So I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take it. And I know that you guys have shared with me the tip before about don't move the paper, just move the, or don't move the scissors, just move the paper. And I'm working on that. I'm working on it. It's coming along, okay? Coming along. So let's see here. Okay. Oh, I hear Fiona barking. So with this, I am going to adhere it using mini. I get irritated with these mini dimensionals. I don't know why. I don't really like them. But for something like this, they're perfect. And since I started using my my take a pick tool, it's a lot easier. The reason I don't like them is again, it's nothing to do with the quality. I don't know, they just annoy me a little bit. So this is going to go right here in the center, okay? Let's celebrate. Okay, right there. I know you hear them, right? Okay, so there we go. Now, we're almost done. If you got the kit ahead of time, you already have this piece cut out. This is from Textured Elements, and I love the kind of the seaming around it. Fiona's wound up. So, already cut out, and I'm going to take the Cheers stamp out of here. And I say I'm going to take it out of here. I may not. I may already have it on a block somewhere. It looks like I probably do. Let's see. It shall be found. It shall be found. Well, while I'm looking for it and waiting for it to turn up, let me show you two other things that we're going to have to do. We're going to have to stamp the orange and the leaves. Now, the good news about that is these have dies to go with them, okay? So here are the coordinating dies. So the orange and the leaves, there's the leaf one, and the orange one is here somewhere. Anyway, you're able to stamp those and then cut them out. So you're stamping them in Timid Tiger, Granny Apple for the leaves, and using the dies, ta-da, already cut them out. So I have those ready to go. And then one other thing to fussy cut on the inside, the picture. And you can do any picture that you want to. I went ahead and did this because I think it looks fun. And I believe that's sangria. And so I've already, you can use dimensionals if you want to, whatever you want to do. But I already cut it out, again, just for the sake of time. And I know you're like, well, Julie, how can we craft along with you if you've already done some of the work? Well, that is the challenge, isn't it? So, but I've got 2 projects to do, and so I want everybody to be up to date with them. Okay, so the only thing that I have left to do, by the way, this is the die for the orange, is find that Cheers stamp, which I know is somewhere. Oh, here it is. Because like I said, I made the sample last night. So, okay, right? The bad words again, I know. So, I'll take the Let's Celebrate off. Put that back. You guys just need to tell me, Julie, put the sentiment, put the stamp right back in the case when you're done with it. If you would do that, this would not be a problem that you have. So, somebody take charge of me in that regard. All right. Cheers. Now, I'm going to stamp it a little bit to the right because I need space for that orange and those leaves. See, these are the tips that you'll learn. These are the tips that make this such a valuable experience for you. What else makes it a valuable experience? Ideas, mess-ups, goofiness from Julie, all excellent and fun and valuable. Okay, got my orange here. I'm going to adhere my leaves to it, okay? Just like so. Jen, I'm happy you're closing your ink pads. I'm gonna tell you what, Jen, I close my ink pads every time. I have had one too many episodes where that ink pad comes to life and jumps on my project. I don't know if you guys have ever had it, but you have that happen once in a while. You'll stop. You will learn that lesson. Aw, Jen, she's so nice. Okay, a little bit of adhesive here, and plop this bad boy right here. And look at there, that project's done. Okay, that project's done. To do, it gives you like a fun fold, a faux fun fold. Say that 3 times fast. Faux fun fold, faux fun fold, faux fun fold. And then on the inside, you can write your message. And again, this can be that you want it to be. It can be for anybody. I'm going to tell you something. If I keep getting these wireless things, y'all need to know, this is Mark Salva playing some stupid, goofy game downstairs. Ah, bling, Nadine, thank you. Thank you. Absolutely bling. Oh, and ribbon too. Look, I was so excited I did the stuff. No, I'm not done. Lie. I am a liar full of deceit. Y'all, let me get a drink here. Hold on. Mark Salva is playing this game, and it's an internet type game. It's like car racing or something. And if he is messing me up, I'm going to have to talk to him about it. Okay, 2 things. There's a bow on this card. Now, here is the thing. Rhonda likes to take her ribbon, and this is a great technique, and you might like it too, okay? And cut it in half. Now, if you are somebody who is like a seamstress or something like that, cutting the ribbon in half is not hard. But if you're somebody like Julie Salva, whose 7th grade sewing project involved her having to be taken up to her grandmother's house because neither she nor her mother could manage to do the simple pillow in home ec, this is not as easy as one would think. Now, it might be looking easy, but trust me on this. I'm praying in my head, and sweat is dripping off of me here. Okay, so yeah, they need to do that, Jen. So you can see I've cut this. It is not even remotely close to even, but that's okay. That's okay, because once you get the bow tied, it's not going to matter. So if you want to cut it in half and tie the bow, I will say I think the bow looks better this way, all right? But you sure don't have to. If you're like, I'm not playing that game, Salva, that does not interest me in the slightest, then don't. Just put a full-size bow on here and be happy with it, right? So, but these are great techniques and different things to think about. That's why I love doing this with friends, because you just kind of get some of their tips and tricks too. All right, so the bow's going to be adhered with the glue dots. And there you go. You know, I'm very happy to be home. I'm not going to lie. I have been traveling, and I've been so fortunate to go to some great places. I think you saw us at the incentive trip, the Disney incentive trip, and just a lot of neat things. But, you know, there's just, when you've been gone and you get back home, I'm moving that. It's just pretty good, right? It's just pretty good. So I think that's one reason I have this cough. But I am grateful yet happy to be home as well. All right, now for the bling that Nadine and Gayla both reminded me about. Thank you, my friends. So this is what came in the kit, okay? This is what came in the kit. The strawberry slush, what is it called? Strawberry slush and pretty and pink gems. And the neat thing about these, especially the ones on the bottom, they're kind of an ombre. So they're darker up at the top with the strawberry slush. Then you can see the pretty and pink, but then we have some clear down here too. And I like all of them, but I like the clear, I think the most, because unless I'm using those colors, it gets a little weird. The clear picks up the color of the paper that I'm using. And so I'm a big fan of that. Let me show you one other thing, okay? Over here, they're larger and then they get smaller. So you've got a couple of different sizes that you can work with as well. So I'm just gonna plop them on. You know I like my rule of 3, okay? Plop one there, I'll plop one there, and then I'm gonna take a smaller one and put up here because there we go. So we've got the bling. Yeah, they're great gems. So we got the bling, got the ribbon where you learn cutting it in half. We've got a great card. We talked some tips about using the blending brushes. So I think that this is a pretty cute, quick, and simple card. It's something that you can use, but it's got some really cool techniques and some fun with it. So I think that you'll like it. Well, thanks, Georgia. All right, so here we go. I am going to take these things now that we used. I'm going to move out of the way, move these out of the way, because now it's time to switch over to our second project. Our second project uses another suite, the Floral Impressions. And this is also the project, or the suite that my card club did this month. And over the course of the week, I'll show you some of those cards as well. We're going to a 3D project as well, too. So moving all this out of the way. I'm gonna bring my paper trimmer in. And here's the set. Impressions of Bloom. I love this set. You guys, if you've seen me on any of my recent lives, you know that I have said I did not think I needed another floral set. I did not think I needed it, and yet I love this one. So I'm glad I have it, and I think that you guys will be glad that you have it too. All right. So Impressions of Bloom, and I'm gonna show you a couple cards I got in swaps. This one is by Diane Alberts. Okay, this uses some of that really pretty paper that came in the kit as well. And then, and again, these aren't, this isn't what we're making. These are just some different ideas for you. And this paper is called Floral Impressions. And then this one I really like. Again, we're going back to, this looks like a frame, but this is also from the Textured Impressions dies. And then the paper's just inside of it. And this one was done by Bernice Halleck. So I love that. All right, now let's go on to the project that we're making here. Okay, so I'm going to take everything, I'm going to set it off to the side, because the first thing that I'm going to do is show you the project. Okay, so this is a really cute little gift bag. Okay, Georgia, I did, and in fact, I did thank you for that birthday card. I have a picture of birthday cards that I'm going to be posting, and yours is right there in it. So very kind. Thank you. This opens up. See, I put a little bit of Velcro there. So it opens up here. You've got great space that you can put some candy. You can put a gift card. Maybe you have jewelry. Maybe you have, I wonder if this lotion fits in there. I think that's probably a little too big. But, oh, I know what could fit in there. Huh? A Tombow glue, right? Look at that. What if you sent your favorite demonstrator, I'm going to pretend it's me. What if you sent a thing of dimensionals? Look at that. They fit perfectly. And, excuse me, a Tombow glue. You guys. What a great gift to give somebody. A sideline, or maybe somebody that is also a crafter. I mean, I know you're like, Julie, brilliant. Show us now how to make this bag or box. I'm going to do it. Okay, are you ready? So I've got my paper trimmer out. What do we know we do here? Can somebody tell me? I'll wait until you put it in the comments because I know that you know it. We've got a scoring blade and we've got a cutting blade. So we don't get messed up. We park the dark. Remember? I learned that from Missy Shipman. You guys have been telling me you've been doing it too, but remembering this, park the dark. You have my address. Jen Drake, I do. And you know what? Don't be surprised. Yay, Gayla has it. Park the dark. You know, ever since I've heard that, I have not cut when I meant to score. I mean, it's been a good thing. So you're going to take this piece of DSP. And again, this DSP is from the Floral Impressions paper pack. If you ordered the kit from any of us, just know we packed all that up. Instead, normally we cut the paper to 6x12, but we knew you would need some full-size pieces. So for me, mine are all packaged together to where it might look like it's just one set of paper, but it's both. Okay, so it's all in there. So we're going to use the Floral Impressions paper, and you're going to cut this to 6 by 10.5. Okay, 6 by 10.5. All right. I definitely need a free gift. Everybody needs a free gift, right? Everybody needs a free gift. Well, okay. So on the short side, we're going to score at a 1/2 inch. And did you guys know over on your paper trimmer and cutter and all that it actually goes over to 1.5 inches on this side? So I just thought I'd let you know that. So you're going to go over a 1/2 inch and score. And then you're going to go to 5 inches, okay, and score. All right. A green glue girl. Glad to know somebody is, Katie Lay. I'm kidding. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Then on the long side, that's here, you're going to go to 1 inch. And remember, all these measures, and I am talking slow because I don't want you to think like, she's just trying to get me to buy that tutorial. I'm telling you that tutorial is worth $25. But I am talking slow because you can take notes. If it doesn't fit your budget to get the tutorial, that's fine. You can take notes and then you can do it on your own. Come back and watch the video. 5 inches, 6 inches, and extend the arm, 10 inches, okay? All right, so I'll repeat it one time for you, okay? On the short side, you're scoring at a 1/2 inch and 5 inches. On the long side, it's 40 pages, Jen. It's crazy. You're going to score at 1 inch, 5 inches, 6 inches, and then 10 inches, okay? So that's going to give you, you might can see, yeah, look at me. You might can see the score lines better as I give you a piece of nothing but lined paper, okay? That is not exactly how it came. That's what I'm getting, that wireless thing. Yeah, there you go. You can see them there now, okay? So this is what you want to know. First of all, do what we always do. Go through with the score lines and just fold them over, okay? Now, again, as I make this might be a good time actually to tell you. I said again, there's no again because I haven't told you yet. On June 3rd, if you're a demonstrator, you know this because one of the perks of being a demo is getting kind of a heads up. But if you're not, you'll want to know this. By the way, you can always be a demo. Just because the starter kit special is gone, you can always sign up. It's always a good deal. It's $125 in product for $99 in free shipping on that kit. It's a good deal. So, okay, on this top part here, okay, where we have that 1/2 inch score, you're going to fold that back. Okay, why am I going to do that? Well, remember, look at the finished project. See how the box kind of has that? It's just because we folded it back. And you want to adhere it, all right? Because if not, it's just going to be a little bit tricky. Just going to want to pop up and stuff. So, fold that down and adhere that. Yeah, there is something, it is pretty paper, Georgia. There's something special about when that adheres down so nice and flat, okay? What I was going to tell you is that it is the best deal in the catalog, Jim. That there is a special coming June 3rd. Okay, so today is June 1st, so it's Tuesday. And it's called a sweet special because it is a sweet special. Before I move on, let me give you the next step, okay? Down here, we're going to cut our slits. You know how to do that, right up to the score line. And we're going to cut this little joker out because we don't need him. Anyway, here's how it works. It's a buy one, get one 50% sweet situation. So, oh, Jen Vanderwecken, what a great point. If people sign up after June 3rd, they can add pre-order items to their starter kit. That's true, because we get to pre-order in June online exclusive items that are coming in July. Excellent point. Okay, so the sweet special works like this. You can choose one sweet or an item out of that suite. And then the second suite or item is 50% off. So let's say, for example, that you love, okay, let's say, for example, that you love the suite that includes Impressions of Bloom. You can buy the whole entire suite and then choose a whole nother suite for half price, starting June 3rd, all the way through the month of June. Or you could say, well, I like that suite, but I really only want the bundle. That's fine. you could get the bundle and then get another item either from this suite or from another suite for half price. So it's really up to you. Get the turtles. I'm telling you, they're not that bad. It's really up to you how you want to do it. But it is an excellent opportunity. We'll be talking about it. I'm sure I won't be the only one talking about it all week. So I just wanted to go on and let you kind of know now. Now, if you're on my email list, I'll be sending you a list of suites that you can use. Some of you might say, Julie, there's some suites on the last chance list. They're already discounted. Does the special work for them too? It does. So that's something to think about. Julie, I'm a demonstrator. Do I get the special price of buy one, get one 50% off as well as my demonstrator discount? You do. So you guys, you can see it's really a fun special and a great way to save some money. Plus, if you do it through one of us, we will send you this 40-page mega tutorial for free. Tomorrow, I'm going to have it printed out, and you guys are going to be able to see exactly how big this tutorial is. So those turtles, I'm telling you, they're better than you think. All right, so here's my box, okay? And just a side note, you can hardly even see where I adhere. This was the 1/2-inch side here. I used the tear and tape, and then I put my full piece over it. So that's a nice, clean, that's probably the best adhering I've ever done. Okay, all right, so before I put all this together, let me pull a couple other things out here now for you. So these are the other pieces that you'll work with, okay? You're going to get an oval, and I'm going to give you a tip on this oval. So the oval comes out of the dies that go along with the Floral Impressions stamp set. So they're part of the bundle, and I want to show them to you because I want you to see something, okay? So you've got, get over here. This is one that I did not open neatly. I think I've referred to it to myself as a raccoon on crack, sometimes pulling dies off of things. So, but these two dies, okay, they go together, all right? Well, kind of. This one has some stitching around it. You can use that one if you want to. This one is just plain. And so what I would encourage you to do for this project is just grab the plain one. But I love that you get both these dies in the kit. And you can see as well the leaves and some of the flowers. Some of my other flowers are over here. So that's how I lose those as well. But with a white scrap, you're going to cut this out. Then you're going to fold it in half. Now, listen to this tip here, okay? Because when I folded this in half, and I did it on the sample here, I want to show you this. You see how it kind of crinkled? Most times I can get that crinkle out with a bone folder, but I couldn't on this one, and it's bugging me. So I'm going to go back to my paper trimmer, and I'm going to score because I want a nice fold. So I'm going to have to math a little bit. This looks 2 1/16. I'm saying 2. So I'm going to line this up here at 2 inches, and I'm going to just score that. I'm going to do it one more time because I want a better fold than what I did the first time. Okay, so that's something maybe you may or may not want to do. I did it because I wanted to do it, and so it's going to help. And it's tricky because the paper wants to slide and move and all of those things. It did a little bit for me. But once I get this on, it's not going to be a problem. So you can see that's really a much better fold there. So the way that this is adhered, okay, I'm not gonna do it yet, but you're gonna kind of fold those sides in like that, and then this will go over the top like so, okay, and you'll have your Velcro here, and you'll have adhesive on the back. So you'll see me do it here momentarily. But there are a few other things that you need. We need some flowers to make it look all cute and pretty. Okay, look at what I've done. Do we think I'm going to have enough Velcro on my glasses case? Salva, you are the biggest dork out there. I mean, good gracious. I'm the biggest goof. Okay, so I've got a flower here. I've got my leaves already cut out. I've got my centers here. I've got a couple more flowers floating around here somewhere. I set everything aside, I mean everything aside, to make this all nice and neat and pretty. And by the time I get on here with you guys, what happens? I'm Velcroing my glasses case. That's what happens. So, all right. So I got my flowers. I went ahead and die cut those just because they're not hard to do at all, but they do take a minute. All right. So I will put my center, and because of Katie Lay being a fan of the green glue, I am going to find a green glue that works, and I'm going to use it. There's one. Okay. So I'll put that there. Now, I will say you got to be careful with the centers on these, because if you're not, you will lose some of them. Ask me how I know. Okay. So got that one right there. And I have one more little one, but I'll go on and put it right there. I will say the green glue does work better for these little pieces here. Okay. All right. I'm going to go on and put the leaves on this flower here. I'm telling you, going back to the turtles, okay? If you're not sure what we're talking about, there's a bundle called Turtly Awesome. And the paper's great, okay? The paper is fantastic. Love the paper. The turtles, they could be considered a little creepy. You guys want me to show them to you? I've got them right here. Okay, let me go to my index here and find Turtly Awesome. I nearly said it was called Turtly Creepy. That's not fair. Okay, so here it is. These are the turtles. The words are great. The accents are great. You know, the flower and all that stuff. And they all have dies to go with it. Turtle's a little creepy. But the turtles in the DSP, the Designer Series paper, those are cute. Well, thank you, Jen. Those are cute. And they do match the dies, some of them anyway, as well. So if you're thinking about the turtles, I'm going to say go for it, especially if you can get them on sale, because I think you'll find that they're better than you think. Okay? All right. So I've got my accents here. So we've got the one flower here, 2, and 3. And the InColors that I used here are really great. Okay, somebody tell me, what is this blue? Is it Cloud Cover? Cloud Cover? I think it is Cloud Cover. Cover is one of the InColors that we use there. Okay. All right. So let's put this thing together. On my box cover, I'm going to stamp thanks, and I'm going to use Misty Moonlight. Okay. And I'm just going to stamp thanks right up at the top. Misty Moonlight. Now, I am going to have some flowers over here to accent, so I want to keep that in mind when I stamp. That means I'm going to go over a little bit. Not all the way, not a ton, but a little bit. So thanks. Yay! Yay! Katie, I'm not even thinking about the creepy turtles. It's funny. So that was Misty Moonlight. Then I'm going to get Old Olive, and we're going to have an opportunity to see if you guys learned anything from the first project, okay? Because we're stamping some small letters, small words, so very much. Get it? Thanks so very much. So remember what I told you when I have kind of little flimsy small words like this. Set it down so gently. Take your block, pick it up. Good. And this is also done where I'm cutting it out. So this time, same strategy. I'm going to stamp it here so that maybe I can get advantage of 2 corners. Okay, I don't know. That one doesn't feel very good to me. Ah, so good. Okay, thanks. I'll show you. So very much. So I've got 2 corners now that I know are straight. So all I have to do is manage to get 2 other corners. That one works. All right, we're getting close. That's pretty good. Yay me. Okay, so I got that. I am at the assembly part now. So let's see what we can do here. Let's go on and adhere the bottom. So I'm just going to fold my pieces in. And all I need to do is put some tear and tape on the edge of one of them. That's the great thing about a box like this. You don't have to use, I think, a ton of adhesive. You guys saw I just 2 pieces, one at the bottom and the one I did on the side. So this is an easy box to put together. And we've got other boxes coming over the next 6 days, well really 5 days after today. So there's other boxes coming, there's other little giftables, other little treats, other cards. So I mean, it's gonna be pretty stellar. Okay. And you know what, I didn't really fold that crease the way I should have before I did this, so let that be a lesson to you. A Ninja Turtle out of an aluminum turkey pan. Anyway, funny. So we've got our box. Now, I just want to say at this point, you could stop if you wanted. You could put some tissue paper in there, put your present, and you'd be good to go. All right? But we're not going to stop. We are going to take our Velcro dot. And if you don't have the Velcro dot handy, Velcro dot, though, lets it be reused. That's the benefit of the Velcro dot. So I'm just going to put one right there. And I've already got the 2 pieces. Hi, Carol Beth. I've already got the 2 pieces attached here. All right. And I'm going to go back to my tear. I need more tear and tape. Not right now, but I will need it. I'm going to go back to the tear and tape and get that for the back part. Okay. So, oh, good, Nancy. I'm glad you found me. And you can always go back and watch the replay too, see everything. If you're on my email list, the tear and tape got stuck. I will be sending out a link to this, so you can always go back and watch it. All right, so I've got that. Gonna go on and push this here first because I want to get that Velcro dot stuck down. And then I will just fold it over on the back and that tear and tape grabs it. So just so you guys can see here, I want to open it. Oh, look, I opened it. I want to close it. I closed it. Yay! Pretty cool. All right, let's finish it up. I am going to take my flowers now, just a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to put this one and down there. And then these, I'll use dimensionals and adhere them here. You're going to like it. Trust me on this. Okay. Now, be careful here, okay? Because you don't want the dimensionals or the sticky or anything to hold this little flower thing down. You want it to be able to open. If I had adhesive right here, okay? Nancy, I will put the link so that you can get on my mailing list, okay? So just when this is done, I'll put a link there, and all you got to do is just sign up for it. All right, so that and that. And then I've got one more little flower, so I will dimensional this guy. And side note, tomorrow I'll show you guys, because we'll be using these sets all week, all right? Oh, look how cute. Look how cute. Tomorrow I'll show you guys how fun these dies are to work with, the flower dies. They are great. I'm going to go back to my So Very Much now. I know you guys are like, what happened to that, Julie? You're probably thinking there's some white space there we want to cover up. Well, just hold tight. Just hold tight, and I'm going to get you squared away on that. So, the little dimensional, good grief, goodbye. Okay. See, now the little dimensionals are going to act up because they know how I feel about them. Okay. That's going to go right there. Oh, I love it. Look at that. Thanks so very much. Do you guys remember the angst that I went through cutting that bow in half? Did anyone stop to think, Salva, what are you going to do with the other half of that ribbon? No? Well, you should have that other half and do another bow. And this bow is going to go on this project. Look at that Rhonda Wade, how sneaky she is, teaching us to cut our ribbon in half like that. Tomorrow, by the way, we will be doing projects from Melissa Faust. Also sneaky in teaching us different things. I am not sneaky in teaching us things. Okay, so we've got the bow here set. We included these again in the kit. These are the brush motifs. And if you watched my Julie and Friends on Thursday, I actually used these on a Father's Day card. In fact, this is it, a Father's Day gift card, because I thought they looked kind of like nails. And then I have a gift card holder there. So I'll be sending this to Dad a little bit closer to Father's Day. But I do think that they look like nails. So you could use them. Okay. So that's it. It is Pretty Paper, Nadine. It is the Floral Impressions paper. So this is a great little gift bag. And I think we decided, look, even these fit in, right? I'm going to put that. Look at all the things you could fit in there. Just sitting on your desk. This is great. I can't wait for someone to send me all these. So here is project number 2. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to bring the camera back up so you can see my face. I know that's what you want. Whoops. Hello, outside. That's my view. Ah, I'm here. Okay, yay. Well, my head is anyway. So you guys stuck around pretty good. I'm impressed with that. So this is the project that we did featuring the Floral Impressions bundle and suite. This is the card that we did. Here we go. Featuring the Celebratory sips. So, and again, these 2 projects were designed by Rhonda. We all work together. Tomorrow, we are doing Melissa Faust projects, and I think you're going to like those as well. So what are some things to tell you? I told you a little bit about Pepper. I'm so glad. I told you a little bit about the sale that's coming up on the 3rd, the Suite sale, S-U-I-T-E. And we'll talk about that more. I told you to be sure you're on my email list if you want to get recordings of these projects, okay? I told you that if you want the 40-page tutorial, you have 2 options. Those of you who ordered the kit ahead of time, you already have it. It was included for you guys. But if you didn't, you can get the tutorial for $25, just a flat fee, or you can place a $50 order and the tutorial will be sent to you as a gift. So either way, if you want those. But these videos and everything, anybody can watch them and make these projects. So I wanted you guys to know that. And one final thing. You know, those of you, and I know that some of you stick around here with me, like the Jens and Melinda and Georgia and so many of you guys, and I'm so grateful for you. I view you as friends. But you know that I have done the Great American Stampin' Show for 4 seasons, about 2 years, and the new season is coming out this Thursday, and we've got 2 new Great American Show stampers. We've got Lauren Urbanis from Canada, by the way, a Canadian, so we're kind of calling it the Great North American Stampin' Show, or GANAS, which is horrible, so we're going to stay at GAS. And then Lisa Bowden, so I'm so excited about that, and then I'll be back, and Jody will be back, so super excited about that. And then this past Thursday, if you want to watch Julie and Friends, you can go back and do that, all on my YouTube channel, and this will be uploaded on my YouTube channel as well. Some of you guys are actually watching it on my YouTube channel, so in the future. Anyway, so that's what we have. 2 projects, they're done. I will be live or recorded. Lana, thank you. I will be live or recorded every other day this week at 5 o'clock. Okay? Oh, Melinda, that's so nice. Every other day this week at 5 o'clock. Okay? So you'll find it here. I'm always going to come out of this Facebook group here. And then what will happen is I will send an email out with the link to the recording that I'll have uploaded it to YouTube. So you'll have several ways that you can find it. Okay. So I hope you had fun. If you want to see different teaching styles, I know Rhonda's coming on in a little bit. In fact, she may be on right now. So flip on over to some of the other people and watch them. But in the meantime, thank you for stopping by and spending this time with me. Thank you, Georgia. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.